Hey guys, back with another video. And today's the perfect day to talk about New York PM session. So I know a lot of you guys have asked me, hey, how do you trade this? Like, how do you go upon finding setups, this and that? And I see a lot of people over trading during the New York PM session. And this is simply because you don't know what to look for. Okay, so I'm going to be going over what exactly are the conditions, reasoning, and why I'm trading the PM session. You should not be trading the PM session every day at all. Okay, there's only going to be a few good setups during the PM session every week. And if you could take advantage of those, then sometimes you don't have to trade the AM session. However, I don't want you to think that this is something that you could constantly find setups on. The whole purpose of this video is going to show you what conditions to go into and what conditions to avoid. Now let's get straight into it. Now, first example is going to be a short that I took last Thursday, and I actually have a video on it where I show my full execution, all my thought process behind it, and I'll pop that up right now if you want to watch it, and you should. However, this is going to be the conditions that I'm looking for. So right here, you could see that during this New York AM session, we expand higher and we hit this data high. We also have this data low right beneath. Okay, so we actually end up expanding, we took out buy side. However, this is something I look for if I'm going to trade the PM session. Did New York AM session create any type of consolidation? Okay. Because if our New York AM session was all the way up here, we have a bunch of fair value gaps. I'm probably not going to short it. I'm probably not going to look for a short. However, something happened here that tells me, okay, we might retrace. It's going to be all these lows that we put in place. Okay, so it's not a bunch of fair value gaps. There's a bunch of lows right here. Okay, and to top it off, we also have more lows right beneath it, right here. So what's happening right here? Well, we're creating a market maker sell model. Okay, so when prices kind of stalling out like this and we have a bunch of lows, then we could expect some type of smart money reversal and potential retracement. So right here, I'm not trading lunch session. However, looking through hindsight, we could see what lunch is doing. Okay. So you can see we have an inversion right here. We have a market structure shift. Everything is respected right here. You see these for value gaps. Everything's respected. So what am I looking for in the PM session? Well, I'm looking for continuation. So what did we do right here? Well, we took out all this sell side and we actually closed strongly beneath this low. What's that telling me? That's telling me that we have a market structure shift in the form of this displacement. We're displacing through this low, telling me that we're probably going to continue lower. Okay. So then what is our ultimate target? It's going to be this low down here. Okay. Remember, we have all these lows. We're in a market maker sell model, a sell program essentially. Okay, so we have our initial first leg, and then we're looking for our second leg. And we're gonna have different setups in here. So it doesn't really matter what you trade because you could be trading something like this, inversion, or you could be trading a fair value gap, or you could be trading, I was gonna say an order block. I mean, it could be like this right here, There's so many different setups and it doesn't really matter. The model doesn't really matter right here. What we're looking at is the conditions that it's going to allow us to be profitable. Okay, because in this instance, we have all these targets, all this built up liquidity. Like, it's very practical to want to take a trade in here. This is going to be good conditions where you're going to take a profitable trade. Now, let's go over some bad conditions and what we might expect. Okay. So, I mean, prior day, there wasn't very good news. I mean, this day either. So we kind of, let's look at this real quick at a shorter view. So right here, maybe you could have taken a short, but there's really not a clear view of where we should be shorting right here. Okay, let's go back right here. Right here, maybe you find a setup, but it's just look how much chop we have. There's no crazy good setups, you know. Maybe if we're trading inside of this fair value gap right here, but that's just not the conditions you want to see. So what are the conditions you want to see? This is perfect. This is a perfect example. So right here, what do we have? We have a consolidated New York AM session. Okay. Price comes down, lunch comes down, whatever. And I know we're in a higher time frame fair value gap, so let's check that out. Okay, we're in a nested low right here. And so price comes down. I'm positive we have a good setup down here. Yeah, perfectly. Like right as our PM session starts. And again, I'm not looking at lunch session. I'm looking past lunch. So as soon as 1 o'clock hits, that's when you're good to take a trade. Right here, perfect. Go long. Stop at the low and aim for whatever. Sure, we have a lot of fair value gaps. So let's just say that we don't want to trade inside of that type of condition, which is a bunch of, inefficiencies. Let's just say right here, we wait for this inversion. Okay. Close above it, retrace into it, probably stop. Probably stop right here. And then you could aim for all of these highs. So most of the time, this is another market maker buy model. So it's literally like the opposite. And we're just looking at what kind of targets do we have? Again, it's always going to go back to that. What targets do we have? Okay. Let's see if we could find some more examples in here. This looks kind of like a mess. This is kind of a mess. I mean, we expanded quite a bit. So yeah, there's not a lot of times that I'm trading New York PM session. However, when I do, it's usually a pretty decent trade. Yeah, there's just not a lot of moves right here that you want to be in. Even this. So yeah, when we're getting that expansion during AM session, then sometimes you're just not going to get the best setups. Let's see right here. Yeah, even this isn't too amazing. So ultimately, I mean, what did we learn? You're going to want to look for setups when there's clear targets. And that's exactly what it was on this day. Okay. So right here, I mean, yeah, there's not much to look at. Right here, sure, we have a bunch of setups, a bunch of lows, sorry. But we're coming up on CPI. So you have to think about all the factors. The last day, I took one trade. It was a long in here. It was kind of messy, but it got to my target. And since then, I haven't traded. Why? Because it's not clear. Okay, so I'm going to wait until CPI where I could actually take a decent trade. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something and catch you guys in the next one.